So she knew if she approached the king without being summoned, her life was on the line. It could have ended right there. But she was so smitten in my mind. When she came, he looked, he saw her, and he's like, oh, hey girl, what you want? Come on. She's like, what you want? It's in the word. He says, what you want? I give you my kingdom. I give you half of my kingdom. But she knew that wasn't the right time to ask for what she wanted. And she went back and she said, in 3 days, I want to have dinner with you, and I will tell you what I want. And what she did in that time, she prayed, and she told the people to pray and fast so that she could ask for what she wanted. Her faith was not unlike that of Abraham, who trusted God with the life of his son Isaac. Her choice prefigures Jesus' remark to his disciples in John 15:13. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friend. Sounds like to me she stepped up and reached out in faith. And the woman with the issue of blood. Now, a woman having a flow of blood for 12 years, who had spent all her livelihood on physicians and could not be healed by any, came from behind and touched the border of his garment. Now, I saw the border is the bottom. So, pressing through the crowd, she must have been crawling. And because she couldn't get through. Imagine in a crowd of people and you trying to, nobody's going to let you, they want to see Jesus too. They wasn't going to let her get through. So she got on her knees and she crawled and she touched the hem of his garment. And immediately her flow of blood stopped. See what I'm talking about? It's faith. It wasn't, let's take $2,000 and see how you feel in the morning. And Jesus said, who touched me? When all denied it, Peter and those with him said, Master, the multitudes throng and press you, and you say, who touched me? You got to love the disciples. You just got to love the disciples. Now, they walked with Jesus and saw all that he did, but they always got caught up in the flesh. You know, because they're like, Jesus, all these people? How are we supposed to know who touched you? You know, but Jesus knew. Yes, he did. And you say, who touched me? But Jesus said, somebody touched me, for I perceived power going out from me. Right. Now, when the woman saw that she was not hidden, she came trembling and falling down before him. She declared to him in the presence of all the people the reason she had touched him and how she was healed immediately. And he said to her, daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you well. Go in peace. Sounds like to me that she stepped up and reached out in faith. Mary, mother of Jesus. It is apparent Mary understood the priority of knowing God and his ways, and she put him above all other desires in her life. It was from that same rich well of relationship that she drew the wisdom and grace to nurture Jesus and her other children in the ways of the Lord. Through the ages, there have been women who have represented the ideals to which we all should aspire. But none have had as profound or eternal an impact as a modest Jewish maid who bore from her body the Redeemer of the world. That is awesome. It's an even thing. This is faith at its greatest. And how do we know that she had faith? Because the word says in Luke 1:46-50, and Mary said, my soul magnifies the Lord, and my spirit has rejoiced in God my Savior. For he has regarded the lowly state of his maid servant. For behold, henceforth, all generations will call me blessed. For he who is mighty has done great things for me, and holy is his name. And his mercy is on those who fear him, from generation to generation. This mother among mothers, as well as many other women in the Bible, model to us the great privilege and high calling of the unique gift of God to women alone, motherhood. Some of us, though, may not have had the privilege of being a mother, yet even if you have no children of your own, there is much to be taken from the examples of the mothers of the Bible. Among the many principles found, there are three that can be readily seen. First, to understand the comfort of a mother's love is to know more fully the tender heart of God, as it says in Isaiah 66:13. As one whom his mother comforts, so will I comfort you, and you shall be comforted in Jerusalem. Second, to give that love away to another, particularly children you may know or be related to, is much needed and welcome. And third, to share what you have learned with a young, desperate mother could be a help beyond measure. Sounds like to me that she stepped up and reached out in faith. Serving with diligence may mean not doing what is easy or convenient, but concentrating on doing what will best serve the needs of others. What I mean is doing what you have to do to please God. Just like Jesus pleased the Father, knowing that he will do what he promised. He will help you in the times of trouble or distress. Just have faith. He is our Redeemer. Final word to God's daughters. We are God's daughters, and we are here to do God's work. If you believe in Jesus and have given your life to becoming a true disciple, then you are his. You can walk in the confidence of the full authority provided by his kinship. You are one of his own special people, as he says in Galatians 4:7. Therefore, you are no longer a slave, but a son. And if a son, then an heir of God through Christ. The only condition is your continued faithfulness and loving obedience to all he has called you to as a follower of Jesus. Remember that God has a plan and a purpose for your life. Believe that. It's far above what you would even ask or think. His requirement of you is simply to be available to all he would do through you. He is continually at work in your life and will complete in you all that you commit to him. His purpose for you does not depend upon your heritage, your circumstances, your past, or your ability to qualify, but solely upon his forgiveness, grace, and love. As I leave you, remember, God is the all-knowing, all-caring, all-sufficient provider who will never leave us or forsake us. For those who have faith in Jesus. Faith must be lived in our actions, not just spoken with our lips. The Lord will reward our faithfulness. So, ladies, remember what it says in James 1:22 through 25. Be doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving yourself. For if anyone is a hearer of the word and not a doer, he is like a man observing his natural face in a mirror. But he observes himself, goes away, and immediately forgets what kind of man he was. But he who looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues in it, and is not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this one will be blessed in what he does. So ladies, let's get ready to step up and reach out in faith. Don't be like a boiled egg with a hard shell. Be like a piece of clay. And let God be the potter to mold you and make you after his will. Have strong faith, which will enable you to have a strong finish. Thank you. That is my message today. God continue